Yes.
And we've also got a special guest at 23 minutes before the hour.
Place your next hour here. That's
And
important.
introduce your guest.
Oh, I'd be happy to. Actually, he's a return.
Uh-oh.
He wasn't afraid to
Glutton for
come
punishment.
back.
Yes.
Yes, it's Dr. Buck Blodgett. Unfortunately, well, this is turning a really hard thing into a good thing. Dr. Buck experienced every parent's worst nightmare, and that is having a child murdered. But he's on a mission to make the best of it. He is the author of A Message from Jesse, and is also the executive director and founder of Love is Greater Than Hate Project. Welcome back, Dr. Buck Blodgett. It's so nice to have you back with us.
Hello, good morning, Rod and Ray. It's so great to be back on your show.
And we just hope that you are right.
Yeah, and how are things going?
I'm doing just great. I have a peace and a joy and a purpose.
What more do you need in this life?
I don't think I really need anything else. I'd love to have Jess back, but that's not going to happen. And
you'll be together. You're right, and you'll be together again someday. Tell us more about the Love is Greater Than Hate project. That's at ligth.org.
Well, I'll tell you this, I can't keep up with it. I'm trying. I'm running faster and faster every year, but I'm going to be 60 in April. Jesse, I'm also a full-time chiropractor, so it's a challenge, but Jesse's Legacy Project. We have a dual mission, ending male-on-female violence through culture transformation and inspiring love over hate in this sometimes crazy and sometimes sick world we find ourselves in. We do three main... I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, Doctor.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Doctor.
We do three main things. I've now done about 130 presentations for 17,000 people in 6 states. We do a lot of media outreach because we're a message organization, not a service organization. We just had her 4th TV documentary come out on the Oxygen Channel a few weeks ago. The first was Dateline 5 years ago, and collectively those 4 documentaries about Jessie's story and her mission and her project have been seen by tens of millions of people on 5 continents. Print media campaign last fall reached 40 million people. So the project just keeps growing, and that tells me that a lot of people care about this issue.
Now, you're a chiropractic. You're not a psychiatrist or psychologist, but you've surely branched off into that field. Do you believe that people who are content or at peace with themselves live longer lives?
Well, they told us in school 25 years ago that people are going to lay down on your table and start talking. So you kind of are a counselor and psychologist. A layperson.
Part-time bartender, or maybe.
I do believe that. I'm not up on the data about that, but, I'm convinced that if I were to do the research on the data, that would be absolutely true. When our bodies are in a state of ease instead of a state of tension, when our brains are in a state of ease instead of a state of tension, things work better and smoother. We have more energy, we're happier, we get more done in life. So I believe we would live longer too, yeah.
See, now last week I was diagnosed as the first person in the United States with UP syndrome. Because
UP syndrome?
Yes, because I'm too dumb to be depressed. And
well,
I really
why waste
think,
time feeling bad? The clock is ticking on these lives.
You ain't kidding. I got a birthday coming up at the end of April myself. And so I start begging for cards and gifts usually sometime in mid-March.
Now this is important. We need important things to be talked about here.
I just think
that's
it's
not
great.
one of them.
The idea is so simple. You go, love is greater than hate. Oh, Captain Obvious, right? I mean, do people say that to you? Well, of course it is. But do they live it?
No, I don't hear that. People are incredibly supportive. It's an extremely simple idea, but living it moment to moment to moment in life when you're driving down to the office early in the morning to go on a radio show and somebody cuts in front of you because they want to get one car ahead on their way to the office.
Right.
And remembering and, having the daily practice that brings it to you quickly, that love is greater than hate. And, that's a real first world problem. That's a different story. Simple, yes. Easy, no.
Think how nice it would be if we all put a Post-it sticker on our cars every morning, just with those words, love is greater than hate, and used it as a mantra on the way to work, during our day at work. All of a sudden, I think we'd change. I think we would really change the mood of the country, which would be oh so wonderful. Forgiveness is obviously has to be one of the biggest keys in all of this. How did you overcome the murder of your child?
You forgave your daughter's murderer. How did you get to that point?
Well, it happened kind of naturally and immediately. When you squeeze an orange, what comes out is orange juice. And when life squeezes us, Joy and I got squeezed bad, unpredictably, and 100 times harder than anything else in life that ever happened to me anyway. July 15th, 2013, we got squeezed hard and bad and long. And what came out was what was inside. And we had the blessing of both being chiropractors for about 20 years at that time. So we just had a daily habit. The daily habit was we got up, we went to work every day and took care of people in pain. So when that happened to Jessie and all of her friends filled up our house and our families filled up our house, we just did what we had the daily habit of doing, and that was taking care of people in pain. So forgiveness, now that was, there's a lot more to it than that, and I now have a daily practice. And maybe the number one thing that I hope to accomplish and to turn Jessie's life and death into something meaningful and useful for people and humanity is to inspire as many people as I can to develop a strong daily practice, whether it's 5 minutes or an hour, and whatever it is, just to practice. Because I don't know about you guys, but when I rolled out of bed this morning, I didn't feel like changing the world. I felt like, where's my coffee and what did Joy do wrong yesterday that I can still blame her?
Doctor, it's great to hear your voice again. Let's do this again soon and keep fighting the good fight. It's worth it. We thank you so much for your time.
Love is Greater Than Hate Project, ligth.org. Thanks again, Dr. Blodgett.
And
God
you
bless.
are on
Daybreak USA.